Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Trump says he is decertifying aircraft made in Canada. Iconic jumbo cargo plane flies its swan song. FBI tracks down plane thief after his flight on meth. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Trump says he is decertifying aircraft made in Canada. President Trump said on Thursday the U.S. was decertifying Bombardier Global Express biz jets and threatened 50% import tariffs on other aircraft made in Canada until the country certified a number of planes produced by U.S. rival Gulfstream. It was unclear whether he has the legal authority to revoke certifications for planes for economic reasons. Under global aviation rules, the country where an aircraft is designed, the U.S. in Gulfstream's case, is responsible for primary certification, known as type certification, vouching for the design's safety. Trump specifically said he was decertifying the Global Express, a business jet from Quebec-based Bombardier, along with, quote, all aircraft made in Canada. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said, quote, further, Canada is effectively prohibiting the sale of Gulfstream products in Canada through the very same certification process. If for any reason the situation is not immediately corrected, I'm going to charge Canada a 50% tariff on any and all aircraft sold into the USA, end quote. Trump said Canada has refused to certify the Gulfstream 500, 600, 700, and 800 jets. It was unclear how Trump would decertify the planes, since that's the job of the FAA, but he has made similar declarations in the past that were ultimately carried out, often with exemptions, by relevant agencies. After the break, SpaceX pencils in mid-March for Starship V3 launch.
DirectFly USA proudly introduces the new Alto NG, a single-engine, two-seat light sport aircraft for the North American market. This simple, all-metal aircraft design provides low-maintenance cost, easy, comfortable access, and responsive flight controls. Equipped with the Rotax 912 engine and a ballistic parachute, the Alto NG is reliable and safe. Learn more about the Alto NG at directflyusa.com.
I grew up in an aviation family. My dad flew airplanes and flew air shows, actually, so ever since I was 3 years old, the only thing I've ever wanted to do was be an air show pilot. It's cliche, but I get to live my dream every single day. I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, the new aerobatic propeller. It's increased the performance of the airplane. It's made the harmonics balance throughout the airplane so much better. By far the best aerobatic propeller that I've ever flown behind.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. SpaceX pencils in mid-March for Starship V3 launch. SpaceX is planning for the 12th launch of its Starship mega rocket in mid-March if there are no glitches. The biggest differences about this one are that it will be the first launch for the third iteration, or version 3, of the spacecraft, and it will mark the first use of the upgraded Raptor V3 engine. The first flight of Starship took place in April 2023 and has now had 11 suborbital test flights, 5 during 2025. Flights 10 and 11 on August 26th and October 13th, respectively, were completely successful. Humanitarian relief flight organizations display at Oshkosh. Organizations that provide humanitarian relief through aviation will return to Oshkosh 2026 in the public benefit flying area at the fly-in July 20th through 26th. The aircraft, crews, and organizations that supply aid to victims of natural disasters, war, famine, and other emergencies around the globe will be part of the presentations, along with aircraft on and near Boeing Plaza at the center of the AirVenture grounds. The display will also feature a pavilion that allows current pilots to explore volunteer possibilities and register to help any of the organizations represented. CAF West Texas Wing boasts new name. The West Texas wing of the Commemorative Air Force has officially become the CAF Helldiver Squadron, a name that reflects both the squadron's mission and the rare, historic aircraft. The Helldiver Squadron supports one of the world's only airworthy Curtiss-Wright SB-2C Helldivers, the U.S. Navy's last purpose-built dive bomber, and a decisive weapon in World War II. Originally chartered in January 1978 in San Angelo, the West Texas wing was once the largest unit in the CAF, with more than 500 members at its peak. New planes to have 25-hour cockpit voice recording. A rule to require cockpit voice recorders to retain 25 hours of data for all new passenger planes, compared with the current 2-hour loop, has been finalized by the FAA. The regulation, published Friday, implements a requirement mandated by Congress in 2024 and increases the required recording time from the previous 2 hours. Commercial aircraft capable of carrying 30 or more passengers and manufactured 1 year or later after the enactment of the law on or after May 16, 2025 must be equipped. That's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Iconic jumbo cargo plane flies its swan song. Airbus has officially retired the fifth and final A300-600ST BelugaST, commemorating the moment with a flight into Broughton Airfield in North Wales on January 29th. The aircraft, known as Tango Foxtrot, came in from Bordeaux at approximately 1100 local time, completing roughly 3 decades of supporting Airbus production. The Beluga ST fleet entered service in the mid-1990s as Airbus's solution to moving oversized aircraft sections between its spread-out European factories. It was heavily based on the Airbus A300-600, except with a blown-up fuselage that let it comfortably carry wings, fuselage sections, and other large components that couldn't be transported as efficiently by road or sea. The final flight took the scenic route from Bordeaux, passing the French Atlantic coast, crossing the English Channel near the Channel Islands, and continuing over southwest England before descending into Wales. Old or not, the aircraft is undeniably capable, cruising at around 32,000 feet and wrapping up the journey in just under 2 hours. The retirement of Beluga ST No. 5 is one step in Airbus's phase-out of the original Beluga fleet. 2 Beluga ST aircraft are expected to remain operational until around mid-2027, but Airbus's long-term future now rests with the newer Beluga XL, based on the A330-200, offering roughly 30% more payload and significantly greater internal volume. Airbus built its 6-aircraft Beluga XL fleet in 2024. After these messages, FBI tracks down plane thief after his flight on meth.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MW Fly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com.
It's time to upgrade your power plant to the first FAA-certified clean sheet engine design in over 60 years. Delta Hawk's jet fuel-powered liquid-cooled turbocharged engine produces turbine performance at 40% better fuel efficiency of typical reciprocating engines, while also achieving exceptional reliability and significant reduction in cost of ownership. Reserve your engine package today at deltahawk.com.
Welcome back. FBI tracks down plane thief after his flight on meth. Federal authorities have arrested a Southern California man accused of stealing an aircraft in Washington state, flying it more than 1,000 miles south, and covering his tracks, all while under the influence of methamphetamine. The plane was recovered in early January at Corona Municipal Airport, just east of Los Angeles. Investigators say that 39-year-old Christian Estoque and his girlfriend stole a Vans RV-12 from Washington's Auburn Municipal Airport on January 3rd. While flying south, the duo allegedly shut off the transponder to make their flight almost impossible to track. Because of this, authorities struggled to trace Estoque's steps. However, the plane was reportedly spotted in Kelso, Washington on January 4th. A few days later, on January 6th, the stolen aircraft was finally tracked down at Corona Municipal Airport in Riverside County. Later in the month, on January 27th, FBI agents conducting surveillance at Corona Municipal Airport found Estoque attempting to enter and start another aircraft. That airplane had been unregistered since 2017 and did not indicate that Estoque was an authorized operator. As a matter of fact, he's not an authorized operator of any plane since he holds no pilot's license. Estoque was arrested soon after. In interviews with investigators, Estoque allegedly claimed he had purchased the aircraft but failed to register it. The complaint also states that he admitted to being under the influence of meth during the Washington to California trip. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.